Oh shit.
Oh shit.
That should buff out.
Bang.
So we reckon 1550?
I thought 1550.
Yeah, oh, 1580, 1600.
Hey, what's going on there?
What? No way. Shit. Really?
That can't be right.
No way.
My Subaru came up as 1.50.
Dead set. Dude, that's light. That's not bad. Look at a featherweight.
Now, before all the people on the internet complain, this is just a vague, rough figure.
Rough, but it's...
Gotta get a ballpark figure.
Ballpark. I'm 100 kilos too, mind you, so can't drive itself, so we're still over 1500 with me in it.
So for people who can't read, that is 1.442.
So 1420 as a rough indication. That's not bad.
What are these weigh stock?
I don't know. They're supposed to be 14 odd.
14 something.
Yeah, they're supposed to be 14 something, I think.
Wouldn't you have added weight to the car?
You'd think so. But then again, don't forget, we did take out a cast iron engine, cast iron heads, cast iron... What did you say a long Barra is?
I'm pretty sure a Barra is like 240.
Well, I know the, what's it called? I know an Ecotec is about 200 plus with box.
Okay, with box.
Engine and box. Engine and 4Ls over 200 because I've had them weighed before when I've got them picked up.
But it's not like you pulled much weight out of it.
Not really. It is an exec too though.
Yeah, but still.
We put a 6-speed box in it too. You think the box would be heavier as well?
Yeah, look, the only way to know for sure is to actually scale it.
Scale it, but still, I mean, it's a decent indication.
Yeah, I know.
That's actually impressive, I reckon. It must be in the cluster. The cluster must be... But realistically, we didn't get rid of much.
Oh well.
Then again, hang on a minute, we saved a couple of kilos on the shocks as well recently.
Hey, you did, didn't you? That was about 5 kilos a corner.
Yeah. Rear shocks, you know, I don't know. Who knows? Look, at the end of the day, I'll take that any day of the week because I don't need as much power now.
So George, looks like NOMANG is back on the dyno again.
Yeah. Well, let's blame boredom for that.
Track's closed. Well, they were open briefly, and we did get it to the track for a bit of a shakedown.
Yeah, just get some data. Obviously, the track conditions weren't great. Obviously, a hot day too didn't help. So yeah, we managed to get some data. We've got
some data. You actually didn't do one full pass.
No, really, one full pass. No, couldn't get a whole full pass in, and I think the day was. I think everyone had a bit of a hard time with that day.
Yeah, everyone struggled that day.
Yeah, struggled that day, and then we had obviously a couple of stuff. Blow a cooler pipe off here or there. We managed to get a decent half-track idea of what the car can do, and that's pretty much what I sort of wanted, yeah. So sort of happy with, I guess, a positive out of that day.
And like a lot of people you hear, the car can perform okay on the road, but then once you take it to the track and you're doing a burnout, multiple passes, the transmission heats up, and ZF's, you know.
Yeah. Oh, look, and it's a second-hand ZF too.
Second-hand ZF, yeah.
So, yeah, so we picked up a flaw in that too, obviously, with the heat. Box. It's that box, I'm telling you, that box, fourth gear.
It's a bit of a common issue on
A common issue, yeah. So nothing major, but you know, at least we know of it now and something to look out for at the track next time. But obviously, you know, wanting to run that number and waiting for a good track to open up, we're not getting there in a hurry, so.
So right at this present time of filming, the tracks are kind of closed again because Heathcote Park Raceway, where we raced, has just changed hands.
Yep, correct.
For the better. Like, I mean, I don't mean that in a nice way. Like,
yeah, well, it's a positive. Yeah, it's moving forward.
Yeah, until then, we thought we might as well stick it back on the dyno and
see if we can get some more boost out of it.
Blow Luke's eardrums out and.
Why not?
See, you're gonna turn it up a bit.
Yeah, we'll just put a couple of pounds in it, see what it does. You know, I think the compressor, the compressor on the 3582 is getting on its last legs. But hey, let's give it a crack.
One issue, obviously, with an automatic car with a live axle is trying to get the car to leave hard off the track, especially a turbo car.
Correct, yeah.
Now, obviously, putting a trans brake on a ZF is not as straightforward as.
Well, it hasn't been done before. Yeah, it hasn't been done before successfully, I think so.
Not really common in Australia.
No, not yet. But I mean, that was one of the, I guess, not hurdles, probably challenges that I wanted to take on.
Because you'd said to me a long time ago, you only wanted to do this if long term you could obviously do what you wanted to with the transmission.
The Barra ZF package on the street is hard to beat. It's a really good package. If you get it right, it's very successsul. So
even from my time in the street on this, it drives so much nicer with a 6-speed in it.
And we wanted to do things like drag challenge. There's going to be a lot of Ks.
Yeah.
Instead of having a 2-speed or a 3-speed revving at 2.5, 3 grand at 100 Ks, we compare at 1,500. Yeah. So that was always a long-term goal, to maintain that 6-speed transmission. But obviously the trans brake was the big issue, because at the same time we still want to be competitive with the car in racing conditions.
Now, obviously long term, the actual gearbox in the car now is not going to.
That's not, no. That was purely as a standard motor, standard box. Yeah, that's what we've done.
So you've had another one for a while?
Yeah, well, we've got another box. The boys down the road from me who do a lot of our transmission stuff, Vic from N&V Automatics, he's looking after the build on the ZF that we're doing for this on the side, which we will touch on a little later on when we start getting more bits together for it.
But until then, we're going to start testing some stuff on this transmission.
Yes. I've sat down with Vic and we've worked out, and talking to some of the guys in the States, we've worked out a structure system of possibly utilising a transmission controller, so removing the mechatronics that controls the ZF and running a standalone unit. There is some differences with the unit, and the guys that make the unit we've been dealing with closely. They've made some modifications to the software to accommodate for the ZF. So we're in a trial. We're going to be doing a trial basis with a standard transmission. So if we destroy it, we don't care. If we can remove the factory mechatronics which controls the transmission and utilise this standalone system, we then have the ability to utilise a trans brake and a bump box.
Wow.
Yeah, so possibly the first of its kind in Australia, which we're going to put time into it. We don't expect it to work straight off the bat.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there will be failures, there will be dramas, there will be things that need to be touched on, but we're willing to work through that for the sake of maintaining that box. If we can do that and it works, then hey, we've got a package available for everyone, I guess, because we'll make sure that it works, not just for us, but for everyone else that's interested.
So George.
Yo, talk to me.
Where are we at?
As I thought, the compressor on the Cast 3582 is struggle street. We've got a couple of extra pounds out of it, which is equated good down low because it can maintain it in the low RPM range. So it's picked up in the torque, because I did notice it had quite a decent torque number. Picked up almost 100 newton meters of torque down low. Now that's on the hit. Like second gear, that thing will just move. And it shows in the power a little bit too. So it's picked up 22 kilowatts down low. So all down low, but as I said to you it would happen, it falls off. Because the compressor can't maintain that airflow. So that's where the GDX would be good, the billet wheels, because then that would come up higher, but then they would just keep carrying because the airflow capabilities of the billet wheel versus the cast wheel are far better. So, and their torque shows too. So I think I knew that would happen. It has increased in power, but it's where the compressor can make that power, that it's increased, and then obviously we've sort of maxed it up top. So I don't think it's going to see more than 400-ish, yeah. That's you can't expect miracles.
Now, George.
Yes.
This is the internet. I'm hearing a lot of excuses.
Yeah, right.
None of this is just irrelevant.
Oh, is it?
It's time to send it.
Data is irrelevant.
Data and facts are irrelevant when it comes to the internet. It's
Yeah.
just time to send it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Let's send it.
So I want to see 35 pounds
Yeah.
and 500 kilowatts. You're telling me we can't do that?
Yeah, we can do it.
Just not today.
Not today. Not today, mate. Not today. But I think, as a whole, like that, you'd feel that on the street, no problem. That'd actually go really well on the street.
Still pretty good for a stock turbo, though, isn't it?
I reckon it's fantastic for a stock turbo. And you know what? Like I said to you, there's no I've got no timing in this thing because it's such a high comp motor. There's probably. Yeah. Like I could probably put a degree or two up top here where the boost falls off and try to get that to climb up a little bit. Could do that. We might see a little bit over the 405. Sorry, for those following at home, the yellow line was the last one we made 405 with prior when we done the valve springs. Yeah, so it was 405. So that's the yellow run where we had 21 pounds.
Not one thing that isn't helping today, not that it's today is forecasted to be 37 degrees. It's not that hot right now though. So
ambient in here is 25.
That's pretty good.
And that's just there. That's like the things right there. So it's not bad in here. It's okay. Yeah. So it's okay. But yeah, I think yeah. It needs I think that dip there on that last run was the what's it called? I think it was a bit of a tyre. I felt that a bit actually. So we'll give the tyres a bit of a cool down, and then give it one final run, and see what it says. Maybe we'll go do some draggy runs, see if it's equated. Hey.
Those are only allowed in Mexico.
In Mexico? Well, we can go to Mexico. It's not far from here. That's a better run.
Hey, that's better.
That's a lot better. Actually, how much boost did you say you wanted to run?
35.
I've got, look, manifold absolute pressure, 37 PSI. I've got heaps in it.
Heaps in it.
Heaps.
Wait for the internet comments schooling Luke on what that means.
I ain't even going to say anything. I was going to let you get schooled.
Until you can really get a number out of this setup, we're not going to change anything.
No, I don't want to change anything. That's the thing. Needs a turbo, we know that, but I want to see what it can run. Like, even do I say it? Do I say it can run a low 10? It's possible.
I'll tell you what it's going to run.
Go, you tell me.
1040 to 135.
1040.
That's my prediction.
That's your prediction. But you know what? That's what BFFGs do with like mid 400s, don't they?
Well, you're not going to run that at 400 kilowatts.
No chance.
Generally, to run 135 kilowatts in a
135 mile an hour.
135 mile an hour, sorry.
Yeah.
I would say you need the Barra tax, so you're looking at about 625 kilowatts at the wheels.
Barra tax. I like that. Dude, even if it can go, if it goes a low 10, anything 1040 and under I think is good at like mid 130s.
Yeah.
Because the car went with the crap 60 at Heathcote. The car went 2.2 or 2.3 60 foot, and he went 102 to the half. Now, rule of thumb with drag racing, boosted cars plus 30 end track to
in a turbo car.
Turbo car. So half track to end track, you plus 30 on your mile an hour. So there's 132 with the 2.2, 2.3 60.
Yeah. But you're not carrying as much speed through that mid track.
So even if you can go 105 to the half, 106 on a good 60, there's your 135, 136. So yeah, 1020, 1030.
That was 1040. On a pretty muggy, stinky hot day too. So let's say if we got a bit better weather, I think 135 realistically.
Yeah, I think 135 is a realistic mile an hour out of this thing, which is, come on dude, 135 mile an hour, that's moving in for, let's be honest, not a lot of work either. It hasn't got a fancy turbo on it.
No.
I think anything 135 plus in this thing, as it sits with this turbo, I think is respectable.
Yeah, let's just hope the auto
And the auto holds.
stays happy for a little little bit longer. And
Yeah. Well, I didn't mind today. Today was okay.
yeah. Like I said, you can never replicate track conditions away from the track.
Oh man, how many cars get stage fright at the track too? They can't even stall up.
They can't even do a burnout.
No. See, that
And then they
happens all
spend
the
30
time.
seconds stalling up for a burnout. You think, are you going to put the poor auto through this misery again on the start line?
And they do. They do. Yeah, autos go through a bit. Oh well, let's see. We've got the other thing is too, if we can sort out a trans brake in this thing, it will leave so much better, I think. And a track that holds. Need a track that holds it. Because you see how aggressive it is down low. Like that torque is pretty instant. You need a good track to hold that. Like suspension.
So Heath, you were trying to stall that in second.
I done a second gear stall. And it still went to 260.
It's been pretty consistent today too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like the weather's good. It's not that hot.
What's it saying there? 25.2.
Yeah, ambient temps. I'm happy, Lukey. This one's got me happy, I think. Rubbish today. See, that's where burnout guys are killer. They sit there, no problems, kill their car, happy. Me? Cooler pipes blow off, unhappy. Listen to him. Bang, bang, manginated. Bang, 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 bang. Guys rap. Guys rap, man. So right out the block, cook a head gasket, blow a tyre, smash a bumper. Yes, man, he's happy.